Leadership. 5.1.1 General Requirement. The standard requires that top management shall demonstrate leadership and commitment with respect to the quality management system by A. Taking accountability for the effectiveness of the quality management system. B. Ensuring that the quality policy and quality objectives are established for the quality management system and are compatible with the context and strategic direction of the organization. C. Ensuring the integration of the quality management system requirements into the organization's business processes. D. Promoting the use of the process approach and risk-based thinking. E. Ensuring that the resources needed for the quality management system are available. F. Communicating the importance of effective quality management and of conforming to the quality management system requirements. G. Ensuring that the quality management system achieves its intended results. H. Engaging, directing, and supporting persons to contribute to the effectiveness of the quality management system. I. Promoting improvement. J. Supporting other relevant management roles to demonstrate their leadership as it applies to their areas of responsibility. The term business in ISO 9001:2015 can be interpreted broadly to mean those activities that are core to the purposes of the organization's existence, whether the organization is public, private, for-profit, or not-for-profit. 5.1.2 Customer Focus. Top management shall demonstrate leadership and commitment with respect to customer focus by ensuring that A. Customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements are determined, understood, and consistently met. B. The risks and opportunities that can affect the conformity of products and services and the ability to enhance customer satisfaction are determined and addressed. C. The focus on enhancing customer satisfaction is maintained. 5.2 Policy. 5.2.1 Establishing the quality policy. The standard requires that top management shall establish, implement, and maintain a quality policy that A. Is appropriate to the purpose and context of the organization and supports its strategic direction. B. Provides a framework for setting quality objectives. Meaning, objectives are set by aligning them with organization's overall strategic direction, the purpose with which the organization was established. C. Includes a commitment to satisfy applicable requirements. This undertaking makes them party in the whole process in Clause D. Standard also requires that the policy includes a commitment to continual improvement of the quality management system. Objectives shall be smart, simple, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. It is said what get measured can only be achieved. 5.2.2 Communicating the quality policy. The quality policy of the organization needs communications right? How else will anyone know what the top management is aspiring to achieve and what they need to support as a part of the team? So the standard requires the quality policy shall A. Be available and be maintained as documented information. This is one of the mandatory documented information the standard requires the organization to maintain. And this policy needs to be communicated, understood, and applied within the organization. You have to check the process how they communicate the policy. It's not displaying only how the message is transferred to the brains rather. It could be done by placing the policy in the website for everyone to know, but it's important for the auditor to assess whether the policy is known to people, whether they understand the underlying message. It is not memorizing, but the people must be aware what it means to them and what they are expected to do. If a sweeper of a city cleaning and waste handling service provider says, "I will clean the streets with same care and love that Michelangelo did his paintings," you as the leader did your job. The policy shall be available to relevant interested parties, as appropriate. One of the way could be website or on the reception of an organization. This visibly declares what the management is committed to do. 5.3 Organizational roles, responsibilities, and authorities. The standard requires the top management to ensure that the responsibilities and authorities for relevant roles are assigned, communicated, and understood within the organization. You will, as an auditor, be required to verify whether the top management has ensured that the roles and responsibilities of the key persons whose performance would impact the management systems are defined and communicated and course understood by the concerned. You would, by interviewing those people, seek to assess their understanding of their roles and responsibilities and how their performance can influence the achievement of the organization's objectives, and also the impact of any deviation. You would gain insight when you speak to the concerned people at various levels. During the audit interview, top management shall assign the responsibility and authority for A. Ensuring that the quality management system conforms to the requirements of ISO 9001:2015 standard. So people must work to make sure all requirements of the standard, all processes of the organization developed to address the requirements are working at their best form. People knows what is needed to be done, and they do what they need to do. B. Ensuring that the processes are delivering their intended outputs. Outputs are the results of the processes. These could be intermediate product in the making, or the final products. If the processes are controlled, meaning right inputs are taken from right sources to perform tasks, activities in their logical sequence, the way they should be done in perfect logical chronology, the results are going to be certainly what the organization wants. And once this is coming out, you know the processes are working fine. This could mean the barista made that perfect coffee, because he or she did everything right to make the coffee the customer wanted to start his or her day with. That perfect car that the customers was waiting for, so eagerly, with so much of excitement. The organization must deliver this satisfaction. The product or the service shall be that perfect, nothing less than the very best. C. Reporting on the performance of the quality management system and on opportunities for improvement, in particular to top management. The standard requires there must be a mechanism to find the health of the organization, measuring the performance to the top management. In one of my company that I worked for as a country manager, one of my prime responsibility was to submit a monthly report to the board of directors. What we have done great this month. Was there a new contract? How did our team fare? How many customers did we meet? And what is their true perception about us? Was there any issue that has not been addressed yet? How many new customers added this month? Was there any criticism by any of our customers? If so, why? What we did to address them? Then the financial data, which goes to the corporate accounts team. This is corporate governance control of the organization by the top management. D. Ensuring the promotion of customer focus throughout the organization. This is supremely important. I think one of the most important, rather the most important role of the top management is so create an organization that is customer focused. This would develop sort of a culture where the people gets motivated and committed to ensure superior, flawless products are produced or services delivered to the customers with absolute pride, and everyone does their best to do their bit, to contribute in making the product that goes to the customer, to wow them, to make sure that they are delighted. It's like a symphony where every player contributes to make that superb music. One player's lack of best pay would completely jeopardize that wonderful experience the customers are eagerly waiting to listen to enchant their mind. Once the organization is geared to deliver good with this mindset, the leaders have done their job. In fact, they are now creating leaders at every level. E. Ensuring that the integrity of the quality management system is maintained when changes to the quality management system are planned and implemented. Very important, changes must be seamless. They must be seen as improvement to do things in a better way. And well, if the changes are not managed, there may be less than perfect service or product quality the organization aims to develop and deliver. Let me give an example. Imagine your organization, to handle massive number of service calls, introduced a call center. And this is an outsourced team. Their response, sweetness of the tone of the voice to receive a service request will make the sea of a difference on the reputation of your organization and your business. And now, which was documented and communicated within your organization earlier by your own people, will flow from another external team. And their efficiency, effectiveness in documenting the request clearly and promptly, communicating to your organization will significantly impact the service quality of your service team. So the organization is required to manage this change process for a seamless transition. So how will you audit leadership? In clause number 5.1, leadership. The standard refers to the top management who runs the organization and directs the organization, and their commitment to ensure that the quality management system is established and implemented effectively, and they take an active role in it. Take accountability for the effectiveness of the quality management system. And this is a very important requirement, that the top management does not offload the responsibility or delegate the responsibility to some other lower level in the organization. Well, some of the responsibilities can be delegated, authorities can be delegated, but the top management still remains accountable. This is the expectation of the standard. So while you audit, you need to see that the top management is showing visible commitment for the implementation of the quality management system. They are providing resources. They are providing infrastructure. They're developing quality policies and objectives, including plans to ensure the roles and responsibilities and authorities of personnel are defined. And in clause number 9.3, the standard requires that the top management reviews the performance of the organization's quality management system and drives improvement opportunities and initiative. So, during the interview and discussion with the top management, you would expect demonstration of their active role and visible commitment. Certainly, you would like to see that they have developed a quality policy that documents their vision and overall intention concerning the organization's direction, where they want to take the organization to. In the policy statement, you need to see whether the organization's leadership has included their commitment for legal and other compliance obligations. Also, whether they documented their commitment for continual improvement of quality management systems. Compliance with all statutory and regulatory requirements with products and services is supremely important. You have to understand one thing here. As a part of quality management system or any other management system audit, you are not required to audit compliance obligations yourselves. Rather, verify that there is a process in place and organization has determined relevant compliance obligations and demonstrated compliance. You shall, however, need to check whether any critical legal requirement applicable to the products and services have been identified and complied with. For example, CE marking, conformity, European mark, applicable for products for placing them in European Union, basically quality requirement to make the products safer. Or IBR, the Indian Boiler Regulation for design, manufacture, installation and operation of boilers in India, or ADS-AMI codes for boiler and pressure vessels in USA. For managing a hotel, you need to comply with local municipality requirement, state requirement, country's generic requirement, right? Things like that. Very logical and common sense, isn't it? The top management shall demonstrate their visible commitment and accountability for establishing, maintaining, and continually improving its quality management system to improve products and quality of services. As an auditor, you must spend some time speaking to and auditing the top management who drives the organization from highest level. Let me give you an example from Toyota. They believe in incremental improvement they call Kaizen. As an organizational policy, they improve their cars every year, even though small, but some changes for better. Appearance, better performance, and all those, even seemingly small changes over a span of time, make so much of a visible improvement. It's kind of a living process, constantly changing, evolving, and improving. Products gets beautified continually, and after 5 years you see a whole new model. Task for you now. Please develop a list of 10 points that you should ask the top management when you audit to assess their involvement and commitment. This will be enormously beneficial for you to develop a checklist and for you to prepare auditing top management in Stage 1 or Stage 2 audit. Please hold on for a moment here. Complete your task and move to the next section and see whether you have addressed the suggestions I made. 1. Has the organization's top management established the quality policy? 2. Has the organization's top management promoted and process approach for management of organization's processes? 3. whether the top management is promoting risk-based approach within the organization. Why you need to look at this aspect? Look, it's not to look at risks from a negative or pessimistic angle, rather it's an effort to knowing risk in advance, assessing risks to trade off opportunities, knowing potential risk to keep them under control so that the organization is not taken by surprise when risk occurs and is prepared, can manage and treat the risks as per plan. Call it contingency plan. Remember, ISO 9001 is a management standard. If you can take business decisions based on the risk appetite, the management can take calibrated risks to explore greater opportunities. Remember, by not taking any risk, the greatest of the opportunities remain completely unexplored. 4. Does it include top management's commitment to continual improvement and commitment to comply with all statutory and regulatory requirements? 5. Whether the organization has defined role and responsibility and communicated with the organization, and whether the people are aware of their role responsibilities and the impact of any deviation on the overall effectiveness and efficiency of the quality management. 6. Whether the top management takes accountability for the quality management system. In other words, takes active role in management reviews. Whether the top management provides necessary resources for production and service provision. 8. Ensure the management system performance is reported periodically to the top management from every relevant level. 9. All requirements of the customers and organization's own requirements of QMS are implemented effectively. 10. Whether top management assesses whether the organization is achieving results and business and quality objectives. 11. Whether the top management ensures internal audits are conducted, results reported and taken into consideration. All corrective actions are implemented without undue delay, meaning as soon as possible. And 12. Whether the top management conducts management review at planned intervals to assess overall effectiveness of the management system. These are fairly common for all management system standards. For occupational health and safety, the quality objectives will be replaced with occupational health and safety objectives or environmental objectives when it comes to environmental management systems. For an occupational health and safety management system, as per ISO 45001, the top management is required to drive and motivate the people to identify hazards, determine risks, implement controls, and provide necessary resources for a safer and healthful place of work to prevent accidents, incidents, and ill health, and a safer operation. Environmental management system, as per ISO 14001, requires the top management to ensure that aspects with significant impacts are determined and controlled. Occupational health and safety management system standard places greater emphasis on workers' participation because they are important stakeholders as well. For an environmental management system, there is an expectation and requirement from the top management to ensure prevention of pollution and impacts on the environment arising out of its operation is minimized to an as low as reasonably practicable ALARP level. In both the cases of occupational health and safety management, as well as environmental management, the organization needs to remain prepared for any emergency, test the emergency response process and preparedness. This gives a sense of effective implementation and readiness, adequacy of resources to combat situations for any eventuality, and a process to identify opportunities for continual improvement, for business continuity, and sustained success. Remember the Union Carbide Bhopal plant disaster in 1984, leaking toxic MIC gas, killed 1,000 plus people, and injuring millions for decades and for generations. This giant brand became extinct. The loss of BP in Gulf of Mexico accident in 2010 devastated the environment and marine life and living of people, and believed to have costed them close to 19 billions.